What's going on, everybody? It's K4K Crypto, and I gotta admit something to you guys. I was wrong about Zen Crypto. You'll hear it from me straight out of my. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna beat around the bush. Zen Crypto, I was wrong. It's way worse than I thought.
I'll have to ask my accountant about that.
Way worse. I didn't realize you guys were going for the best inverted chart of all time. I wish I had known that. It would be kind of cool to have known that ahead of time, Jack 11. The best inverted chart of all time is pretty brag-worthy. I mean, if only there was a way to make money on it, though. Like, if you could make money on the worst performing chart I've ever seen. But this is what it actually looks like, guys. This is Zen Crypto. That's the contract he and everyone who supports him is getting behind. They want you to spend your hard-earned money, gas costs, in order to make some of that. Some of that. See that? That's what they want you to buy. Oh, no, wait. No, wait. My bad. It's not buying. It's free. Just pay shipping, guys. Just pay shipping. K4K Crypto on Twitter, by the way. If you want all the breakdowns of like how real crypto works and what to actually pay attention to, what can actually make you money in crypto, check it out. About to reach 20K followers. Check it out. This is the price chart of the thing that's supposed to onboard the world. Okay, well, maybe it will. I mean, I might destroy some value to get something that anyone can get for free. I'll destroy real crypto to get fake crypto. Like I said, it is real crypto. It's just really poorly designed. So I'm going to get into the video. Watch all the way to the end. I'll even tell you my Zen strategy at the end. This is my legit Zen strategy. I'm going to share it at the end of the video. So if you miss it, you're going to miss out. So yeah, that's the actual Zen chart. It's only 3 days old and it's already down 99%. You know how hard that is to do? You have to really mess up to go down 99% in 3 days. From 98% down to 99% is another 50% drop. So it can just keep doing that over and over and over again. Yeah, Zen is the thing. Jack Levin, the ex-Googler guy, wants you to spend over 4 million in gas on the ETH network to generate something that only goes down in value. That's what him and his people are all getting behind. He's convinced a lot of people that it's onboarding a lot of people. So let's get where some of those ideas come from. People are like, oh, look, like 500,000 people almost or more are interacting with this. And then it's like, if you go into the actual blockchain and you check how many transactions are going to certain wallets and whatnot, you can see that centralized exchanges are just they minted a bunch of it. And I'm pretty sure MEXC exchange, I wouldn't recommend ever going there. You're probably gonna end up losing all your money if you ever go to use a centralized exchange, especially the Chinese ones. They seem to go and get hacked, and all the users' funds get locked away and lost. And they just make money on you losing money, thinking you know where the price is gonna go. And so I don't think it's very responsible of Jack Levin to encourage behavior regarding centralized exchanges, especially trading an asset that has gone down 99% in 3 days. Try and find some other cryptocurrencies that go down 99% in 3 days, and they're not scams. Now, what a lot of people will bring up if you talk about, oh, the price is down a lot, oh, well, look at hex.com, and you're like, oh, it's down 95%. But what did it do first before the 95% drop? It went up 10,000x first. So that means if you go up 10,000x and you go down 95%, you're still up 500x from the bottom. That's pretty good. Where else are you going to get a 500x in the world? In cryptocurrency. It's the only place. This is the craziest thing. I actually cannot believe so many people are supporting this. This is probably the worst idea I've ever seen flesh out. People are actually believing it's the next big thing, and it's really, really, really not. I'm getting like BitConnect vibes. Luckily, there's no central authority that can, just turn it off. But who wants to interact with something where literally interacting with it pretty much guarantees you lost the money using the gas costs? There's really no money to be made here. Look, even if we onboarded the entire internet using populace. I looked it up. There's only 5 billion people with internet access in the world. So say we onboarded all of them. Here we go. You do the max mint term. So this is actually the max currently. Here's new users. Imagine you're the first person to get in. You were the first person. First person gets in and you have 5 billion people come after you. Okay. And you did the biggest mint. Wow. You crushed it. You were in there first. Boom. Except I've heard and seen the transactions that there was a front runner bot that got mint days 1 through 20, 5 blocks before anyone else ever got any of their transactions through. Theirs were the first 20 transactions and all of theirs went through. And so they just got day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5, day 6, day 7, day 8. They're not thinking about the long term. They wanted to get a bunch of people to think that this thing would be valuable. They expected lots of normal users to push out and delay their gratification into the future. And they're going to end up never recouping those costs because there's never going to be a market for something that you can mint in ad infinitum. There's no value here, guys. The cost of gas is just that. It's a cost. You lose it. You don't gain anything. You don't add value to anything when you pay a gas fee. It doesn't mean anything like adding value. And look how irresponsible these posts are. Getting people to FOMO into something that will literally have zero value forever. This is Jack Levin. This is the guy people are getting behind. Zen is now trading on MEXC, centralized exchange, with value of 10x the gas cost. So spending $40 on a transaction yesterday would have allowed you to sell it for $400. How irresponsible is it to say something like this? You know what kind of message that relays. You know what you're doing. You're onboarding new people into this crypto, trying to tell them, hey, you can 10x your money in one day. And sure, you have plausible deniability that you were just showing a screenshot of where you can get 10x and you're like, but you know what you're doing. You know this isn't healthy. You know this isn't sustainable. You're just trying to get a lot of press, I guess. I don't get what the end game of all this attention is, other than to become infamous for the gas guzzling biggest money waster. And everyone who got involved, who didn't sell on the first or second day of the initial hype, where some people put real money into this thinking you thought it out and you were an ex-Googler, so it should do well. Those people just lost their money. Some people put in only $5. Some people did a lot more than that. I know people who almost put in $1,000 into running lots of bots and minting, but instead they decided to put it into hex.com. And so now they actually have something of value still in their wallet, and it's actually generating real yield for them. So I cannot believe how disingenuous this stuff is. Like, look at this. One day minters minted 60,000 Zen. Uniswap values it at 349. There's almost no liquidity. There was like 1 ETH of liquidity day 1 ETH worth. There's like so much slippage. They're just losing money. They're encouraging people to trade this, and it's very, very wrecked forever. And people are still getting behind this and promoting it. I don't understand. I just can't believe you would want to onboard people into a coin that can only go down in value. Like literally by the economics of the system can only go down. You could onboard the entire world. You mint the max term. We'll even say you have today's AMP or whatever. You get 41 million. You would get 0.82% of the supply in a whole year if you had the best optimal position and onboarded the whole world, the actual whole world. You would get 0.82% of the supply today if no one ever minted again. But guess what? You can mint every single day. Everybody in the world can. How much more supply do you think there's going to be? Has Jack Levin just forgotten about supply and demand? Infinite supply, very, 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 very small demand for something that's infinite supply. When's the last time you paid for a molecule of oxygen in the air? You don't pay for it because there's way too much of it. Like, unless you're underwater and you need some oxygen, well, they have oxygen tanks. You can pay for that. But that's because it's rare under there. I cannot believe people are falling for this. And then people just come out of the woodwork making videos on it, thinking here's my Zen strategy. Well, maybe it'll be worth something in the future. Guys, just look at the tokenomics. It's straight terrible. Imagine the worst flaw a coin could have, an inflation bug, and then allow everyone to use it as much as they want. And then you call it innovation. Make a coin with an inflation bug that everyone can use, and then call it an innovation. How is that? What? Like, what value have you created? All you did was get everybody to spend their actual Ethereum, they're already in crypto. If they're spending Ethereum to mint the stuff, they're already in crypto. Who did you onboard? You get new people? They have to have Ethereum first. Okay? I just don't understand this. It's the most backwards project I've ever seen. So basically, all those gas costs that we saw from the Zen users minting so much, I'm like, wow, look at all that usage. Look at all that usage. Those people didn't understand the tokenomics, and they didn't realize it was going straight to zero. So those people who spent 4 million on gas costs, they're not getting 4 million back. Where are they going to get that from? The token's not appreciating. Tokens they got ain't appreciating ever. Maybe if you want to go in and they get a bunch of people wrecked trading the volume on something that only goes down, maybe that's the strategy, trading something that only goes down, and they recoup the fees on, I think there's 4 ETH, maybe 3.5 ETH of value in the pool after 3 days. Have you ever seen a project brand new with this amount of coverage only have 3 ETH of liquidity? Dude, the stuff's supposed to like blow up. I've seen so many projects launch and they get a lot more actual adoption than this. And he's got everybody confused because they think he's showing them real numbers of all these users coming in. And I guarantee you a bunch of that stuff is just botting. You think the guy who ran Google servers doesn't know how to spoof some numbers? You guys, come on. Come on, guys. Use your heads. I want you guys to just think about it. If anyone can get it for free, you guys call it free. I don't think it's free. Say we go by it's free. Who is ever going to pay for it? Just going to go get it for free. Why would you sell anything for something anyone can get for free? It's like saying, hey, that air in your lungs, that's how much it costs to, get this apple. Just take a breath and you can have it. Like what? What did they do to earn it? Nothing. There's no value created there. The only thing that Zen has done is pumped maybe the price of Ethereum. You trolling? Then if you onboarded people to Zen, but you're actually pumping Ethereum, to get Zen, they had to lose the thing that they pumped. So the people who didn't participate in Zen and actually kept their ETH got the actual value that the Zen contract created. It created value for ETH holders. They reduced the supply of Ethereum, they used the network, and actually pumped up the price because people had to buy Ethereum, getting into crypto. And then imagine somebody convinced them to just burn it and get rid of it. And basically they gave it to the Ethereum validator people. That's what happened. That's what Zen did. You can stake your Zen for 20% for a whole year. Okay, so get this, guys. No one's brought this up. Say you minted some Zen. You paid a gas fee to get that Zen, all right? Now, you have the option. Do I want to get 20% more of that amount of Zen over a whole year? Or do I want to pay the gas cost it takes to start the APY and get 100% of it tomorrow? What? Who is thinking of this stuff? Am I missing something? Like, I'm bringing out the nanner on this video, guys. Nanner's out. Maybe the gas cost to stake your Zen is somewhat less or something, and it's because everyone's got it backwards and thinks that paying gas costs equals adding value. Nope, doesn't add value. Actually takes away the value, especially whenever you're just making more of the inflation and supply with that gas cost. Probably the worst idea I've ever seen. I'm surprised so many people are falling for it. But the good news is, if you're watching this video, maybe you're saved now. Maybe you'll learn there's actually a better way and a better cryptos to get into. I recommend hex.com. It's done very well for me and many others. There's literally a huge community of like over 100,000 of us. And we actually make money on this crypto, as opposed to, oh, I got it, and then the price just goes straight down 99% in 3 days. That's not what happens in X. 10,000x returns in less than 2 years. We're in a bear market now, so everything's down a lot. But since we went up so far and so fast, 10,000x in such a short amount of time, okay, we go down 90%. We're still up 1,000x, guys. The reason it could do that is because it's well designed economically. Now, follow me on Twitter. I am still going to give my Zen strategy guide at the end of this video if you're still waiting for that. What can we learn from this whole Zen experiment? What really matters about inflation?
It matters who's getting the inflation and what they're doing with the inflation. And so what we did in Hex is we reduced the inflation below Bitcoins, and then we incentivized people to hold the price up by just paying the inflation to people that couldn't sell it anyway because they're locked up. And then that increased the average stake length from 2 years, 3 years to now about 7 years. And the maximum stake length in the system is 15. And so to the market, the inflation is very rarely seen. You see a lot of people restaking it, treating it as a real savings store of value. And because people are treating it as a store of value, everyone can continue to win until you run out of humans. And then you get that S-curve. And then it gets flat. And then even if it is flat, you're still making that yield. And it's because there's no negative externalities of having to buy mining hardware or electricity, people paying themselves a yield is really just equal to a stock split.
So it really matters who's getting the inflation. If someone's getting it who can just sell it immediately, they're probably going to do so. Oh, I got new coins. Got it before those guys. Going to sell it. And so that's why we see the Zen price just crashing down to nothing. Like, why are we giving inflation away to literally everyone? That doesn't bode well for the price, now does it? Because why isn't that money that's spent on gas costs going into buying up the token in the liquidity pools, actually moving the price up? I don't get how people are falling for this. It's so obvious. This kind of just proves that there's value in Ethereum because there's projects like Zen that will launch on it that literally just give value to Ethereum. So you're like, well, sometimes Ethereum gets pumped up in value because people buy it, actually pushing up the price in order to do functions that the network allows. That's functionality, that's value. If you could get Ethereum by clicking a button, it wouldn't be very valuable, would it? You have to put actual economic energy into the tokens. You can't make more of it and not push the price up and then expect the price to do well. Zen is an inflation bug 2.0, basically.
Inflation bug's a fancy word for anyone can mint as many free coins as they want that doesn't deserve them, which in my mind is complete and total failure of the system.
Complete and total failure of the system. And Jack Levin convinced a lot of people that that's a feature, complete and utter failure of the system. You got to be careful who you get your information from. As far as I know, almost every single person I know who interacted with the Zen contract, they lost that money forever. Now, some people are like, oh, what's wrong with losing $5? I'll just not eat a sandwich one day. It's like, dude, like whenever you get the attention span of thousands of people and you waste the time of thousands of people, you are making a bad impact in the world. He used his platform and his, ability to get attention to get people to focus on something that literally goes down only. Is it good that people are now more aware of something that goes to zero and people are spending their time on that? Like, why am I even spending my time on this? Like, I just want to actually save people from potentially still getting wrecked by this, by falling for this guy's, like, he's literally scamming. Like, imagine convincing people, oh, just pay now and get value later, maybe whenever we onboard the world. Like, what? The tokenomics do not support your theory, bro. It's so crazy. It's like, thinks that burning Ethereum is, why is that a good thing for Zen holders, Zen participants? Oh, look, we all lost our value and made ETH more rare. Does he get a clap for that? I don't know, dude. Like, dude, what are you doing? I can't believe this. Like, he's getting a lot of attention, but to get people's eyeballs on something that literally wrecks them, that's not good for the world. When he could have got it into, like, I'm not saying what he has to get attention on, he can do what he wants, but I know that all those gas costs, people thought they were going to get a return on that, and they will never get a return on that. Some people will be like, oh, let time tell. What are you going to wait 8 years and then be like, oh, I was wrong? No, we can think into the future. We can see how things play out. And I've very rarely seen things that go down 99% in 3 days do well. Giving people the idea that, hey, we listed on a centralized exchange, that's better for the world. Is it? They're kind of the enemy in cryptocurrency, real cryptocurrency. So Hex.com, majority of trading done on DeFi, actual DEXs, doing KYC and whatnot at the exchanges, losing your privacy, like getting exit scammed by centralized exchanges, getting wrecked by trading. We don't want people trading. Best way to get rich in crypto and in general is delayed gratification and sitting in projects that actually appreciate over time because the tokenomics are sound and the community is good. Just giving everyone as much as they want of something is like, no one's going to value that. I don't know how people don't understand that that is what Zen is. It's, hey, you get as much as you want. Everyone can do it. It's gonna go down in value. It's so ridiculous. I don't know who this is onboarding, but if you were onboarded through Zen, you never heard about crypto before, you made an ETH wallet, and then you were like, wow, Zen's gonna change the world. It's gonna change my life. it's going to make me rich in 8 years, then hey, I'm glad you found this video. And hey, be sure to like the video, subscribe. There's more stuff here. Like, this is just to save people from getting more wrecked by this Zen project. You know, Jack Levin's kind of a destructive type. If you heard him speaking with Richard Hart, I recommend you follow him on Twitter as well. He tried to convince Richard Hart to blow up his Lamborghini for attention. And Richard Hart was like, yeah, I'm not really into that. Like, he'd rather be constructive than destructive and build things that add value instead of destroy things and hoping for value. Because sometimes you destroy things hoping for value and you end up with just less value. You add something of value, you destroy it, you hope you get more from all the attention you get, and sometimes nobody cares. Or sometimes you just destroy it and you don't make as much value as you had in the thing that you destroyed. I totally agree with Richard on this one. I mean, I guess Zen is getting attention. It really depends on where that attention gets funneled to. And so I'm trying to do my part and get people into the right stuff in crypto. Like, I only talk about the stuff that doesn't get people wrecked. I've never talked about anything that has gotten anybody wrecked in crypto. I've literally never done it. Check any video on my channel, literally everything I've talked about has never gotten anybody wrecked. You know how many people delete videos and hide stuff, delete tweets? There's so much of that going on in crypto. It's hard to tell for the new guys, like what is real and what's not. If you trade, you will lose money in crypto. You'll lose everything. You'll notice in my description, I don't have any links to margin trading or referral links to trading whatsoever. The only thing I have links to is possibly discounts to get you a hardware wallet or a VPN, so you can actually be protected in crypto from hackers. You actually get to keep the stuff that you buy. You get to keep the value. So if you want to like support me, you actually help yourself. You actually help yourself get a better deal. I don't understand these people who support centralized exchanges, trading. I can't get behind it. But I'm going to go through a little Q&A here with, I had a discussion with a fellow that I'm, good friends with. But he's on the Zen team. Okay, he's all in on Zen. I'm having a conversation with him just in the DMs. He says, day 3 and already 500,000 wallets are minting. That is crazy adoption. Zen has tapped into a market demand. And it's not to get super rich. It's to learn. I say, those botters have lost millions of dollars. They'll never recoup. It's not adoption. If I myself spend 5 million in gas to make 500,000 wallets, did I increase adoption? He says, sure, there are bots. That's part of it. But botting doesn't necessarily massively advantage you in this case. I don't think that's true. I said he could use his platform to get people into something that goes up in value when you put economic energy into it, instead of burning it away and calling it learning. In a few days, I think people will notice that the difference between deciding to click anything on the Zen crypto website and paying a gas fee is equivalent to sending that amount of ETH to a burn address. Just food for thought. Then he says, you can't deny they did massive numbers for their launch. Their website was averaging 15.5K unique users per second. It's the lowest possible bar to crypto. People will be able to start with virtually nothing and build their way up. All those base gas costs are reflected in Hex and Hedron and every other crypto's prices, by the way. I say, yes, if those numbers are real, then he managed to do more real harm? I don't see the benefit to getting people into something that only goes down forever. I said, nope, those costs are costs, not value added. He says they're reflected in the value. I disagree. If you don't agree with me, I'll show you. Richard Hart has described this many, many times. Some people are so stupid. They think gas costs are benefits. Gas costs are harm. Not good, unless you are a validator. Then you can just use all the remaining block space as you like, paying your own self gas as you like. So basically, it's also saying that if you're a validator, you can essentially mint Zen for free if there's ever any free block space if you're a validator. They have a zero cost basis for this thing that they can just get by clicking it and adding as much of it to that block as they can fill. And guess what? Zero cost basis, a bunch of it. If there's ever any value in the liquidity pool, they're dumping it immediately. If the gas cost to sell it is even worth that. And I'm telling you, I don't think anyone minting or using anything on the Zen crypto website will be able to sell it for any value ever. I know there's people who were able to get in on the hype and some of the liquidity that was there day 1 and 2 a little bit, but you can see it's very rapidly declining to absolutely nothing. So time will prove me right, not them. And then I said, the people already had real crypto, which they supported the price of when they bought Ethereum. They were just convinced burning their value for something else that has less value every day was somehow better. He says, rubbish. People throw around that word a lot. It's your opinion on how it would turn out. You don't know. And then I told him, Jack himself said it has no value on Twitter Spaces last night. Oh, he thinks if enough people adopt something that it will have value. Well, he's wrong. Everyone on the planet adopted breathing air. What's the value of an oxygen molecule? Nothing, because it's abundant AF. Okay, let's imagine this. Let's imagine this imaginary world, guys. So there's no more bots in this Zen crypto. There's no more. We introduced a CAPTCHA. Great invention. Don't know why Levin didn't include that. It was super easy. You just include a CAPTCHA and then most of the botting goes away. But he allowed botting. Well, great. You know, maybe the guy who's very technical, maybe he has a way of making bots and allowing them to run at an efficient manner and dumping on the community that he gets people to delay their gratification and spend real money to get something that will be worth nothing in the future. Maybe he has a way of getting money out of that ecosystem that I'm not aware of. But I'm pretty sure most people, average guy who hears about this and gets involved, you lost all your money. So let's also imagine there's no gas costs. So say in the future, Ethereum gets super efficient. The gas costs are very tiny. Are these things good for Zen's price? Are we just going to say we don't care about price? This stuff is not sustainable, guys. Even if you get rid of the bots, even if you get rid of all the gas costs, and you can literally click a button, just imagine this world, perfect world, right? I got this button I can click and it gives me some of these things on the screen, increases the number on the screen when I click it. Boom, as much as I click it, that's how many I get. Yeah, where's the value come from? Everyone in the world has it. Everyone in the world can click the button. Everyone's clicking it. Boom, clicked it today, clicked it 100 times today. How many times did you Zen today? It's Zen time. Like, how many times? You're clicking the button, where's the value coming from, guys? Now, it would be amazing if Zen was actually so good that it did onboard the whole world into crypto and everyone got a wallet because of it. I don't think that's going to happen. That'd be great. That's what every cryptocurrency wants to do. They're like, yeah, that'd be great. We want to onboard as many people as possible. You have to create value for people. You got to have real economics in mind whenever you're creating a cryptocurrency. You can't just have a cool Google name and be like, yo, dude, gonna totally launch this project and everyone should ape in and spend gas on this because it's just your lunch money. Thousands of people's lunch money and all their time and all their effort and all their... Dude, we've at least lost $4 million that could have gone into something that was actually productive, actually beneficial for the people of the system. There's just better uses of a platform like that. That's just my opinion. Oh, and you think because you pay gas costs, that creates value? Let me hit you with one of these. Picture this. You may have heard of these people. I know several people like this, and they regret it dearly. They paid for a college degree, thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars, maybe even in debt, to get this education. They finish their degree. They get a piece of paper. It says you did it. Guess what? They never use it. They paid to get this education that they were like, huh, and then I never used it. So I paid thousands of dollars to learn, hey, I better be smarter with my money and do something that actually creates value in the world rather than get this piece of paper. Now, there's some people who do use their degree, and I'm not talking about them. Think of Zen as getting a college degree that doesn't pay off and never will. Yeah, I'm kind of just savaging Zen in this episode, but hey, the Zen strategy is at the end of the video. You're going to get the Zen strategy, the best strategy possible. Okay, you want to actually make money in crypto? Zen strategy at the end, guys. Don't forget to like, subscribe. Well, yeah, I basically just want to hammer the point home that costs are costs and value is value. You can get the best education in the world and learn the best important information for how to make money online for virtually free. You're like, well, you don't get it for free because you had to pay for an internet connection and a computer and you had to walk over to the computer, it cost energy. It's like, okay, you know what I mean. I'm saying virtually free, guys. There's so much stuff you can learn for free. You know, there's some things you actually pay real money for. You can create value out of almost nothing. You can draw a pony picture and someone else will actually value that. And they want your pony picture, they'll give you $1 for it. Almost took nothing, almost took no effort. But at least there's some economics there you can actually think about. There's only one supply. There's only one guy who can make that pony picture. There's only one of them that exists. But hey, most people don't care that much about pony pictures. They aren't that hard to make. So maybe it's only worth $1. $1 is worth more than whatever you're getting out of Zen, eh? Am I right? And all you Zenites or Zenians,
Why you bullying me?
y'all need some saving. I'm trying to save you guys. I want you guys to actually stick around in crypto. I don't want your experience in crypto to only be, oh, I got this thing and I participated, I lost the Ethereum value that I spent on the contract, and wait for this coin that eventually I'll get 0.00001% of the supply, and there's no liquidity, because who would put up liquidity or value against something that can be made infinitely? There's way too much supply being created and too easily, and it's going to the wrong people. Oh yeah, and you want to know what real value is? You can see it in the chart, guys. No. Somehow Jack Levin has convinced people that value is something else other than the price chart. Good luck selling anything into the price chart of Zen and getting value out. No one's going to want it. Nobody wants your Zen. Any Zen you send to somebody, they can't sell it for any value, okay? And you're wondering like, well, why is that? Why don't people value this thing that I got for free and everyone else got for free? It kind of answers itself in its own question. And I don't know how people don't see that. I know he's very good at talking. He's a good talker, I guess. If you hear how he answers certain questions, you know he's just kind of... If you ask him directly these questions, the dude just like shuts down, doesn't answer these questions. Or has some roundabout funny answer that's like, oh, the value's created by the community and people decide its value. It's not always the price chart. It's not about the price. And it's like, well, you got people to destroy $4 million of value thinking you were creating value with this community, but really you got everyone to lose kind of $4 million worth in gas costs. Good job. You pumped Ethereum. You convinced people that's good for Zen. It's not. It's cost to them. Jack Levin, you're doing harm to the community. You did harm to the X community. It's not cool. I'm really curious how you would respond to some of these findings that I've had. And a lot of other people in the community told you about this stuff. I was the first to make a video warning people about this. I told people, I even DM'd you. I DM'd you before launch. I said, hey, this is my concern. This doesn't seem sustainable. All you responded with was, it's answered in the Telegram. I was like, all right, that was a pretty short response. I wrote you a nice detailed paragraph explaining my concerns, because I know people will put irresponsible amounts of money in this sometimes because of the trust they have in you. And you just decided to tell me to go look in the Telegram group for the answer. Did my research, went in there, searched for the concerning words that I had. Only 11 responses with like anything related to what I was telling him wasn't a real issue with the mechanics of the system. And guess what? The only thing they said was, oh, they thought that the botters wouldn't be a problem. They thought that you would benefit by the botters. He had them all convinced that, hey, you benefit whenever someone runs all those gas costs and creates a bunch. It means that you get more because more people came after you and they created a bunch more. I literally showed people the math of you benefit as a botter multiple times more over a normal user who just does one. And the just constantly minting is like LOL. It's an inflation bug, but he made it a feature and everyone can use it. What did you expect the price to do, buddy? I don't know what you're doing. But if that was $4 million of any of our Hexakin community's money, like that person probably could have made life-changing gains buying the crypto Hex bottom, which actually has product market fit. And it's like 20x from the bottom to the all-time high and up into new all-time highs. We could 100x from the bottom in the next bull run for Hex. And I think someone would have rather liked 100x their money versus losing what they put in. You call it sandwich money, but I know people who put in $100 into Hex and they made $1 million off of that. $100. I know people who put in like a couple hundred into Zen. I think it's worth like less than $1 or less than $2, or they don't even have it yet and they're just waiting. So they're literally going to have zero value waiting for them. And so I don't think getting people's attention and wasting their time and wasting their economic energy on an idea that's not fully fleshed out is wise or honorable or anything like that. Then my friend said, people are doing the same thing to Jack that people did to Richard Hart. They take something he says out of context and act like this is what the person means. Please, let's not do that. Then he says, you don't think people using a crypto gives it value? ? And I said, once people realize the hype is over and they're just destroying their real value, The game is over. It cannot sustain. Then he says, what's your time frame for this prediction? At what point do you change your mind? And then I said, well, they can't keep spending $2 million in gas per day to mint something of no value. So should be over once they run out of money, or they realize their folly before running out of money, whichever comes first. He says, so a week, a month, 6 months, what metric will you use to determine if it's been a success? I think if you notice, like they've already slowed down the minting because those exchanges, I think I saw some numbers that MEXC Chinese exchange has like 60 to 80% of the total supply, and they literally sell botting programs as like one of their services. So I'm sure they're very savvy at it if they're selling a course or whatever they're doing. Yeah, I'm not surprised that someone front ran the first 20 transactions and got 1 through 20 days of minting, which basically means they're probably likely dumping every single day that it comes out until it's not profitable, and then it will never be profitable for anyone after them. That exchange has like 80% of supply. And so people, he talks about sometimes he doesn't like how Hex has an OA that owns a large portion of the supply, and he thinks that that person or entity should just delete their coins and then that's better for everyone. And it's like, since when is just deleting value like good? If someone creates something that is that amazing and brings up like tons and tons of millionaires and brings value to the world, I think they should get value for that. They put up the initial risk capital to get something like that deployed, and they deserve to keep the funds they have. And what you don't want is a society where everybody gets the exact same, because then what's the incentive of working any harder? You ever heard of communism, socialism? Is that the world you want? It doesn't work. The incentives don't work. You can't just have people deciding, like you can't have a committee deciding the prices of things. It's much better to have the market decide the prices of things. They tried that in Soviet Russia. It failed entirely, and they got wrecked, and they went into like famine. Check out what happened to the USSR. Wrecked. Capitalism crushes it. If you put more at risk, you put more economic energy at risk, I think you deserve a bigger reward. So one guy puts in $50 million into something, and one guy puts in $1. Who do you think should get more returns? I'm picking 50 million guy. These people are like, oh, we don't like that somebody who got in earlier than me with more money than me has more returns. Why are you upset about that? That seems fair. Do more things that create value in the world. Get more value. Bring more value to others. And then you can invest more. You can create better and cooler things. I don't understand this, oh, I wish people before me and richer than me didn't have that. They earned it. And then I told him, I said this earlier, but even if you gave Zen away for free to people in a few weeks, it would lose them money trying to sell it. How good is that for onboarding? And then he says, but it's got a different intention to Hex. It's not meant to rise in value quickly. It's certainly not doing that. So that makes no sense unless you give them so little that it's less than gas costs. Well, I'm pretty sure almost any amount will be less than gas costs soon. And that was our conversation. There's just so much. I hope this was beneficial. I'm going to give you guys the strategy. So here's the strategy. The strategy for Zen, I'm going to give it to you guys straight. You're not going to pull any punches. This is the best possible strategy. It's not financial advice. Take whatever amount of money you were going to spend in gas costs, $50, $100, $1,000. You're going to spend it on gas costs or running a bot for something that only goes down in value. If you were going to spend that amount of money, I recommend you go to hex.com, read everything on that website, watch some videos, check out some of my videos, check out some other people's videos in the Hex community, make the decision yourself, but spend it on something that when you buy it, the value is still there and is likely to appreciate. Don't put it into something where you literally have no value the next day. If you mint Zen today, you will have no value the next day. I think it made a new low literally while I was making this video. Not even joking. Yep, that's a new low. It made a new during the video. Guys, if this actually got attention to some real users, I hope you find this video because of that, and maybe you will actually be saved. You might actually make it in the crypto markets because you actually found the best community, the Hexican community. Check out anyone if you look on Twitter, you type in Hex, #Hex, dude, you're going to find a group of winners. We go to events in Las Vegas, all self-funded just from our crypto gains or whatever business ventures we have. We're doing great while everyone else is getting wrecked out there. We have 100% flawless operation in the code. The price has gone up 10,000x from the bottom. It doesn't get any better than in the Hex community. You can earn interest without trusting anyone else. You're not risking your coins from being stolen by leaving them on a centralized exchange. We teach you wallet security. We teach you about VPN security. There's no better community to find in crypto than the Hex community. So maybe I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt, but hey, if Jack Levin, if you're doing all this crazy stuff just to get attention, to get people to buy Hex, a real good crypto, then good on you. If you're doing this to get people to get into Zen and get them into centralized exchanges and get them into botting and trading and getting them to spend money on something that only goes to zero, in the comments, let me know what you think Jack Levin deserves for doing something like that. But yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to ask me in my Telegram group, t.me/Pulse Theory. There is a Patreon, there's some secret videos there, but all my stuff is always findable for free. The Patreon is just for people who want to get all the secret videos that are spread around the socials in one place so they don't have to follow everything. That's what the Patreon's for. All my stuff's for free. I'm just here to help everybody else in crypto, just sharing my opinions. I would love if people would argue against these points. Maybe there's something I'm not seeing, but I doubt it. I'm looking forward to hearing from you guys. Love seeing new faces in the community, and I love seeing more people getting in at the bottom of a bear market rather than, at the top of a cycle. There's so many gains to be had in the next bull run. So looking forward to seeing all you guys at the next Hex event. Thanks for watching, guys. And I wouldn't buy this chart. Anyway, peace out, guys. Thanks for watching.